again. Turn this collaboration to a classic. Yeah. You know the time wasn't breaking me, but it's great to be free. Fuck a 5 by 9, I got some places to be. Usually
boxing,
beats and rhymes,
boxing,
beats and rhymes.
GALAL Yafai, 31 years of age, 7-0-0, 5 inside the distance. Sonny Edwards, 28 years of age, 21-1-0, with 4 inside the distance. In 2015, Sonny Edwards won the ABA tournament, outscoring GALAL narrowly in the semi-finals at light flyweight. Sonny found himself overlooked for the 2016 Olympics, however. Rob McCracken was the coach from Birmingham. He's GALAL Yafai's long-term trainer. From amateur to pro, I'm assuming that Max McCracken shares duties with the training as well. But Sonny, he got on the British team, Team GB, before GALAL Yafai, only to see GALAL Yafai get selected to fight on the World Series of Boxing tournaments, while Sonny was waiting for his opportunities that weren't happening as quick as he would have liked. And he felt there was a conspiracy, that his face didn't fit. Sonny is outspoken. Sometimes, you can put people's noses out of joint, and perhaps there could have been a sabotage and why he couldn't go no further. Sonny's actually 3 years younger than GALAL Yafai. So he would have been 19 years of age as opposed to 22 for GALAL in the ABA semis. GALAL went on to win the Olympics in 2020. Sonny, frustrated with the amateur circuit, turned pro in 2016 with Frank Warren and won the IBF World Flyweight title from Maruti Mithelane from South Africa. That was in the York Hall in 2021. He leaves Frank Warren after that. There was the whole Pro Bill and Richard Schaefer thing, then signed with Eddie Hearn 2023. GALAL Yafai, he turned pro 2022 with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom, and now both men are on a course to collide in November. GALAL has stopped 3 out of his last 4. He's the bigger puncher. Sonny hasn't registered an inside the distance win since 2019. Sonny had 2 fights last year, and to me he looked flat against Andreas Campos, and then he was stopped by Bam Rodriguez in their unification. The fight ended in the 9th after Sonny got dropped. Sonny was hit by big shots, his eyes started to swell up, his vision was impaired. Some will say it was one of his more pleasing displays. And sometimes people talk like certain fighters in certain fights have any options but go toe-to-toe. If Sonny could have boxed and countered on the back foot, he would have done. But the significant 7-inch, yes, 7-inch reach advantage that Bam had didn't allow him to do that. So he had to stand in the pocket and trade more often than what we're used to seeing him do. He was bleeding. It was competitive at times, but ultimately Bam dropped him and the fight ended in the 9th. 6 months later, Sonny, however, went back to America, and under the circumstances, it was a good victory. This time he's on Bam's undercard against Juan Estrada. He took on Adrian Curiel, who hadn't too long ago been disposed of his IBF light flyweight crown by the South African, who Curiel had knocked out to win the crown in a couple of rounds just before that. And Sonny, he won well, but a head clash left a deep vertical cut above his right eye, and he had to be satisfied with a technical decision in the 9th. That was in June. In April, GALAL Yafai stopped Augustine Gartu in 8 rounds on the undercard of Richardson Hitchens versus Lemos, IBF eliminator, and he suffered a cut as well, and that's delayed the fight. Hopefully both men are healed up in time for November. We can get a good flyweight dust up in the UK. Although dust up might not be the perfect term to align Sonny Edwards' style to. Kenshiro Taraji and Christopher Rosales will do battle for the vacant WBC 112-pound title in October, and Sonny is targeting the winner. That's very ambitious. I'm sure GALAL will have similar ambitions. It's going to be a tough fight. Sonny said he used to spar GALAL back in the Team GB days, and he said he felt very comfortable. Sonny's style as an amateur could possibly have been suited better to him in terms of point scoring. But the pros I watched the fight and GALAL was trying to get to the body and he was trying to rough Sonny up and the referee admonished him for that. In the pros, he'll get away with more infighting than I believe Sonny will want to partake in. GALAL is also a southpaw and at times he evaded Sonny's lead hand a little better than some of the opponents that Sonny has faced. And it was very tight at the end. There wasn't much clean action all throughout. It was hard to define a winner. I just wouldn't have scored that for Sonny, that fight. But I will admit to often being out of the loop when people say Sonny boxed really well. And I'm looking at what I'm seeing and I'm not seeing the jab knock someone's head back. And it's hard to tell if the shot penetrated the gloves and landed on the target area because he's not often trying to get maximum impact on the shot because he doesn't want to leave himself open for a counter by committing to what I would call effective power punches. This is going to be a very tricky fight for Sonny. Very tricky fight. Against Curiel, Sonny boxed well at stages and it looked like he was going to put his foot down and really start to dominate. But from my experience of watching Sonny, and he's been successful, he's only lost one, he flatters to deceive. If he can win convincingly against Yafai, I'll be very impressed. Very impressed. Yafai won gold at Tokyo and Eddie talked him up a whole lot when he signed him. But he's not all of that like Eddie would tell you. But he is a decent pro. And this is his opportunity to break out into the big time with a big win over Sonny Edwards. I've still got a little time. The fight hasn't been confirmed or announced, so I want to break it down a little more. Then I'll definitely have a definitive prediction.
Boxing. Beats and rhymes. Boxing. Beats and rhymes.
4 fights in the last 5 years for Jarrett Hurd. 1 fight in the last 1 year and 10 for JEISON Rosario. Both former light middle world champions on the PBC. This will be on a Gary Jonas promotion on Pro Box, however. Looks like the PBC couldn't extend the dates to these two on Amazon Prime. Both men have been fighting at 160 and above in their recent outings. Jason Banana, Rosario, he's 5'11", 70-inch reach. Jarrett is more or less 6 foot with a 78-inch reach. He was a huge light middle. I'm going to go with Jarrett, the more durable fighter. Jason in his 4 defeats has been stopped in all 4. The championship primes are at least 4 or 5 years back. And this lands on a Wednesday on Pro Box. You'll have to check your time zones in accordance to when it pops off. Jarrett will obviously try and use this tried and tested attrition, take over the second half of the fight. And it's not difficult to envision Rosario playing along and folding as soon as it gets a bit sticky in there.
Boxing. Beats and rhymes. Boxing. Beats and rhymes.
One of the best fighters in the modern day era. Some will say one of the best cruisers. No, that doesn't do the man justice. One of the best fighters, period. He's 39, he'll be 40 in January. Inactivity is against him in age, and he's calling it a day. MAIRIS BREIDIS, 2-time cruiserweight champion, beating Marco Hook in 2017 for the WBC belt, and controversially beating Glowacki for the WBO belt in 2019. He took no mess in there. He retaliated from that Glowacki rabbit punch with an elbow and put him on the canvas, and then they went toe-to-toe after that. Some great exchanges, and Brady's got him out of there early. Took Usyk to a split decision in that semi-final. A majority decision, I apologise, in that WBSS semi-final in 2018. Excellent fight. Difficult fight to score. Breidis was eating Usyk up on the inside at stages. Breidis was the harder puncher, in my opinion, or his punches had more of a visual effect. Usyk was effective with the jab for a lot of them, and it could have went either way. There was a recent debate who's gave Usyk the stiffest test, Tyson Fury or Breidis. I can tell you what, Breidis didn't have a 9th round like Tyson Fury where he was rocking all over the place like passengers on the Titanic. He's knocked out heavyweights like Manuel Char. 2 great fights with Jai Opetaia, the last being this year, considering he was near 2 years inactive between that fight and their first fight, which was really tough. He broke Jai's jaw in the first fight, and Jai had to dig deep in the last few rounds. In the second fight, Jai got off to a great start, was sweeping the rounds, boxing and moving extremely well, and then BREIDIS broke his nose, Jai broke his nose, and the championship rounds was a dire struggle for both men. That was on the undercard of Fury versus Usyk. He's also got wins over Mike Perez, a dodgy one over Noah McCalkin. That was a really bad decision. And he was a road warrior as well, fighting in Germany, America, Saudi Arabia, Latvia, anywhere to get it done. Had a great chin, great engine, he hit hard, and he knew what he was doing in there. Was in some really good fights. We wish him the best in retirement. Only red flag was that dodgy rap he did to call out Jake Paul. What was going on there?
Boxing. Beats and rhymes. Boxing. Beats and rhymes.
Fraser Clark confirms that the rematch with Wardley is on, but he can't give a date or location. He's keeping tight-lipped on that. October the 12th, on the undercard of Beterbiev versus Bivol, is one of the dates being spoke about.
Boxing. Beats and rhymes. Boxing. Beats and rhymes.
The WBC 135-pound title fight between the champion, Shakur Stevenson, and Joe Cordina could come down to the result of the purse bid between Matchroom and Golden Boy. It looks like Shakur is rolling with Eddie Hearn, and William Zebeda is obviously with Golden Boy. I don't think that fight happens, Zebeda and Stevenson. If it was, it wouldn't have took a purse bid to work that out. They're both on the DAZN network. Shakur's negotiating that fight with Eddie Hearn, according to Turki Al-Sheikh. Zebeda's ranked number 1. I don't think he's been mandated, but he's ranked number 1. Some people are pointing out that if Shakur fights Cordina, that would be the second fighter he's fought, coming off a loss. Haratunian, who he soundly outpointed last time out, came off the points decision loss to Frank Martin. And now Joe's coming off that loss to Anthony CACACE, was stopped and lost his IBF super featherweight title in the process. But regardless of what happens, I was surprised to hear that Joe Cordina's parted ways with Tony Sims. They're still on amicable terms, according to Boxing Scene, and he's looking for a new trainer. They say he's going to be looking for a British trainer, as opposed to many British fighters these days opting to be trained by Americans. So that's interesting. But perhaps not a surprise when you look at the trending pattern on what undefeated fighters do when they take their first L. The trainer, a lot of the times, is the casualty. But Joe's been at the Matchroom gym with Tony Sims since 2017. That's his whole career. It's a long time. And if he's going to take that Shakur fight, coming off a loss, trying to bond a relationship with this new trainer and develop a strategy to beat Shakur in one camp, it's asking a lot. Maybe too much.
I'm too much.
Boxing. Beats and rhymes. Boxing. Beats and rhymes.
Easy to keep thinking that ZELFA Barrett is a kid, but he's not. He's 31. He's a big man. He's got children. He's got bills. He's got responsibilities like everyone else. 31-2 with 17 inside the distance. He's won his last 3 after that thriller with Rakhimov, where he should have really got the job done and finished what he started.
You better be prepared to finish what you start.
It wasn't to be. He didn't get that fight with Cordina, who was on the same stable, Matchroom and DAZN. Cordina's went on to lose his belt at 130. He says, ZELFA, that CACACE, the IBF champion, doesn't want that smoke with him. ZELFA's ranked number 9 with the IBF. They're trying to get the Lamont Roach fight, the WBA champion, where ZELFA is ranked number 4. When asked what Eddie Hearn and Matchroom have to say about the situation, he says they're working on it. They're working on it. Can they get the Lamont Roach fight done with Top Rank? We'll see. What seemed puzzling to me, because he's frustrated. He didn't vent on Eddie or Frank Smith, but he must be frustrated with Matchroom. But it was how passive ZELFA was about Josh Warrington jumping up from 126 after losing his last 2 and getting the shot against CACACE. I don't see Josh Warrington ranked in the top 15 by the IBF. And this is one of them deals and one of them arrangements that Frank and Eddie are working out with this new partnership they have, giving their champions easy defenses. Like Frank gave Eddie a nice one, didn't he, with Ellis Zorro against Jai Patai, a nice easy one for Jai. And now it looks like they're doing the same thing with CACACE. Some people are saying that Josh Warrington might topple CACACE. And he may do. He may do. He may do. But there surely are more credible challenges for CACACE's strap than Josh Warrington coming off 2 losses. And what it seemed to me is that ZELFA is good friends with Josh Warrington, sparred with him, and he didn't want to say anything bad about Josh leapfrogging him, who's ranked by the IBF, to get that fight. But it's a lot of politics, isn't it? I mean, there's 4 champions in that weight class and 2 interim champions. And Matchroom can't get him a shot at any of that? That's crazy.
Crazy!
The other theory is Warrington is a good ticket seller. And if he can get them Leeds fans to pick up at least 10, maybe 5,000 or whatever number of tickets for the Wembley Stadium event, this is why Josh Warrington is getting the fight.
Boxing. Beats and rhymes. Boxing. Beats and rhymes.
So that's the state of Arslanbek Makhmoudov's eye after the defeat to Guido Vianello Saturday gone. I commented on the excessive neck twitches from Makhmoudov in all the fights I've seen him in. And I was informed by my comment section that he has Tourette's, but it looks like a severe case, and it looks like the boxing brings it on really heavy. And I have to ask the question. I'm not the rule maker, and I'm not saying he shouldn't be able to fight because he's got Tourette's. I'm asking, is it a condition, if as severe as his, where he should be allowed to fight? Some people in the comment section thought it was an intimidation tactic, but it seems there's something not quite right with that guy. I don't know if it's connected to the Tourette's condition. Mike Tyson had something similar, but I think Mike's was an intimidation tactic. Talking about ZELFA BARRATT earlier, he does it, but not as frequent as Makhmoudov. Let me know your thoughts.
Boxing. Beats and rhymes. Boxing. Beats and rhymes.
Loud J5. It ain't as easy as it seems. Delirious on the track. I said, we might as well do it again. Turn this collaboration to a classic. Yeah. You know the time wasn't begging me, but it's great to be free. Fuck a 5 by 9, I got some places to be. Usually carry something that'll turn your face to debris. You got no clue what it takes to be me. These motherfuckers want the ball, I'm in the game, so it's easy to see now. Ain't the way that you ball or you fall, it's the rebound. Lot of niggas holding them burners just to beat down. Treat you like me at the bar, give you a free round. That's all they really respect these days. This paper, this work, these K's. Time flies, but a prison sentence can freeze days. A lot of niggas killing shit just to appease babes, but not me. I move out to make dough grow. That usually determine which direction the hoe go. I'm about to quit the game, trademark me a logo, and just sit back and eat good on my slow flow. Motherfuckers asking me, Feeve, you back now, nigga? I never left the judge, but me in the background. Came home, half of these niggas on crack now. Every other cat on every block rap now. And that's cool, the game is flooded, so I'ma chill when my chain is studded. See, the whole rap game is gutted. Nah, I said that it's dead now, but I gotta disagree with that. It's just about that bread now. Even though I don't like that shit on the radio, the underground is heavy though. I got a heavy flow, so nigga know if you lightweight and I apply pressure, you might break. It's like when a fight break. A lot of little niggas just gather around, ain't got shit to do with it. They just glad to be down. Why you had to be found the wrong place at the wrong time? Damn, I know heaven must got a long line, got a strong mind, they ain't taking me out. We gon' have it on lock until we saying we out. And a lot of y'all won't believe, till they tryna force air in your lungs and they won't receive it. That's life, guns blast out. These niggas beating a dead horse, Feeve just milking a cash cow. Build up a lead, then walk for the last mile. A lot of y'all lyrics should be in the trash pile, but I ain't criticizing my flow, it speak for itself. So it's legitimizing shit that I say. Got a seldom used clip that I spray, got it with me today. So right where you talk shit you can lay. It's like a job to keep these little niggas in check, cause if you let them get out of line, that nigga's a threat. How you think Billy Blanco fuck around and rock Lido? Left his ass laying in the fetal. There's a message in every story, gotta weed it out. These niggas talking like they brain don't lead they mouth. One morning trying to leave they house, they get caught, left laying there bleeding out. That's a lesson, your mouth is something you should keep closed, cause niggas fire shots as calm as free throws. Yeah, delirious on the track. Loud J5. 5, Uptown Philly, and we back. I say, it only get easier from here. We're gonna take it to the next level on. I know they thought it was over, a one-time thing. It's going down.